are proud to honor the United States Marine upon this, your 240th birthday ball. Congratulations, Marines. And tonight we celebrate another birthday, our own. Tonight marks the 15th anniversary. That's only 1-5, but it's still 15. And at our age, that's an impressive feat of serving the hospitalized veterans of the Northern Arizona VA. Please welcome Prescott's own Jared Tall Hipsters.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for tonight's show, Mr. Danny Anderson.
Mama don't allow no Dixieland playing in here, guys. 1, 2, 3. Dixieland music is cool. We don't care what mama looks like. Play our Dixieland right now. Mama don't like no Dixieland music in here. Well, mama don't like no clarinet playing in here. Squeaking and quacking, she wants that way out there. We don't care what mama don't like. Let that play we get right now. Mama don't like that playing in here. We don't care what mama don't like, we're gonna play that piano right now. Mama don't like that piano playing here. Dixieland music in here. Mama don't like that Dixieland music in here. Oh, we don't care what mama don't like. Dixieland right now. Mama don't like that Dixieland playing. Come on, guys, Dixieland it up. Yeah, they're going to play some Dixieland music tonight. Why Dixieland? Maybe because it's fun to play. Maybe because it's fun to listen to. Maybe because it's, well, what is it that you say, Bill?
Because Dixieland is happy music and makes people smile.
That sounds like a musical cue to me. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles if you feel the sun. When you're laughing, really laughing, the sun comes shining through. And when you're crying, all you're doing on the rain, so stop your sighing. Oh, be happy again. But when you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles. Thank you. That's what we're talking about. Now, way back in the year 2000, 6 musicians first played When You're Smiling for the vets at the VA. And that group is still doing it today, on the 3rd Wednesday of every month. Now, here's another song that the band plays almost every month, and we'd like to welcome to the stage Miss Natalie Kroll. In October of 2001, just 1 month after the tragedy of 9/11, the Hipsters were invited to perform at the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival. You see the medal there on the screen. In Prescott, where they played this unforgettable song. First as a tribute to a fallen nation, and then up-tempo as a call to our resilience as a nation. The band received one of their 2 gold medals that night for their performance of that battle hymn, and that's what you see around the neck of each hipster tonight. And then in 2004, the Hipsters traveled to Minneapolis for another National Veterans Creative Arts Festival, and there they won more medals. Stand up, Barney, stand up. So there was one, and then there was another, and then there was another. And then in 2005, they appeared at the festival in Denver, and they won still more medals. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. 7 medals in all. Now how about that? Now the next 2 they're going to play won them a silver medal. That's because they sang. Please help us now by joining in on the second chorus. You'll know this song. Please join us when we begin.
the hope of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true for in white and blue, where there's never a postcard flag. But should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the friend old flag. Thank you.
At the very first festival in Preston, the hipsters met this next gentleman. They were so impressed that a few years ago they invited him to join the band. Here is, please welcome, the amazing Doug Kelly. His name
just an old sweet song keeps my Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, my sweet Georgia, girl, it's just a sweet song of you. Just as sweet and clean, just like a moonlight through the pine. Oh, the long reach out for me. Ooh, I just smile tenderly. Peaceful, peaceful dreams I've seen. That road, girl, that road leads back to you. That's why I love my Georgia, my sweet Georgia. No peace have I found. My Georgia. That keeps my Georgia on my mind. That girl's on my mind.
Doug Keller. You're going to be hearing more from him a little bit later. But tonight we want to feature every member of the band. Here now is our bass player, Frederick Carruthers, and he's going to be singing you a great old tune called It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. Frederick?
What's the good of a melody? What's the good of music if it don't possess something sweet? Well, it ain't melody, and it ain't music There's something else that makes this tune complete. Give that rhythm everything you like. It don't feel a thing, just ain't got that swing.
Our next hipster joined the band 14 years ago to give the hipsters that good, authentic Dixieland. My mouth is not working. The authentic Dixieland tailgate sound. Here's Bill Bowers on the trombone. recorded their first and only CD. If you look up on the screen, you'll see what they looked like 10 years ago. Lots of changes since then. But here's a tune from the CD that they still play today. It features our band's musical director, Bill West, on trumpet. someplace. Well, just about everything the hipsters do starts down in a place called New Orleans and that Mardi Gras down there. Here's Doug Keller again to sing about that famous town.
Oh, what it means to miss New Orleans, and it's a reach night and day. No, there's a beat that's getting stronger, longer I stay away. Someone's gonna climb the tall sugar pine where mockingbirds used to sing. And I'd like to see the lazy Mississippi hurrying into spring. The light on the bayou, Creole tune fills the air. I dream about Baton Mississippi, wishing I was there. Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans? Well, that's where you left your heart. There's one more thing I miss, so I can't more. Oh, that I miss New Orleans. There's one more thing I miss, so I can't more. Oh, that I miss New
And now, we're honored to have a famous visitor from the Middle East. The one and the only, Shake, Rattle and Roll. I understand this camel is parked outside in the camel lot. Here now is Mr. Hardy Rose as the Sheikh of Araby.
I'm the Sheikh of Araby. Your love belongs to me. At night, when you are asleep, into your tent I creep. The stars that shine up above through the holes in the gentle frame will light our way to love. You wanna slide with me? 'Cause I'm the Sheikh, yeah, I'm the Sheikh of Araby. Sheik, the famous Sheik, and everybody knows that he's big, big, big. Now I haven't seen the Sheik in over a week, so I went to his harem just to take a peek. The Sheik was sitting on the harem floor, just smoking his pipe like an awful floor. The girls standing around like 20 stores saying, the Sheik would try to make them laugh, they wouldn't even ask for his autograph. Running that harem was face of blind, but smoking that pipe was a waste of time. Big Sheik of Araby, famous Sheik of Araby.
our founding members. Another man who has been an important part of our history over the years is our host, Mr. Danny Anderson. And here he is to sing his mother's favorite song.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are cold. From land to land and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the flowers have fallen. 'Tis you must go and I must find. But coming back when summer's in the air, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow, it's I'll be here, sunshine or in shadow. Now, a few years ago, one of our core founders, Dick McCord, passed away. Yeah, that's his picture on the screen there. His effervescent smile and his steady presence on the washboard were the face and the sound of the Jericho Dancers. Can anybody ever replace
How
it?
many years now?
Absolutely not.
A long time. Yes.
But when Ed Cornett joined the band on the drum set, many other possibilities opened up. So we want to feature
Roger Jacobson.
and please welcome
You're
the
looking
very
really
versatile and talented Mr. Ed Cornett.
Nice.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, take the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now it runs from Chicago to LA. More than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now you go to St. Louis, down to Missouri, Oklahoma City is mighty pretty. You'll see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico. Flagstaff, Arizona, go forget Winona, King, Marsh, go San Bernardino, won't you? Get hip this time of year. When you make that California trip, get your kicks on Route 66.
Mr. Ed Cornett on drums, keyboard, and drums. But let me reintroduce once again our lovely Miss Natalie Kroll to sing about that vamp of Savannah, the notorious hard-hearted Hannah.
The vamp of Savannah, the meanest gal in town. But you can talk about your cold refrigerating mamas. Oh brother, she's a polar bear's pajamas. To love a man and tease him, hate him, kill him, that's her delight, they say. Well, had an evening spent with Hannah sitting on your knee is like traveling through Alaska in your BVD. Hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, GA. Call her hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the meanest gal in town. Well, leather is tough, but Hannah's heart is tougher. Oh brother, she can make a man suffer. To kill him and tease him, fool him and squeeze him, it's her delight, they say. Well, I saw her on the seashore with a great big pan. There was Hannah pouring water on a drowning man. Hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, GA. Savannah, GA. Thank you very much.
Natalie Kroll. The past 15 years have been an exciting ride for the Georgetown hipsters, and they're grateful for all of the support that we've received along the way. From the Preston VA, from our fans who have followed our path, and from great audiences just like you. I'd like to try to sum it up with our heartfelt thanks with this next song. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, skies of white, bright blessed day, and the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, so the faces of people passing by, I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're only saying, I love you. I hear their babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What a wonderful world.
Thank you. We want to conclude our show tonight with a special tribute to you veterans of the United States Marine Corps and to all veterans of the U.S. military service. And just so you know, all of the Jaredville hipsters are veterans, so I'd like to call roll and let them stand up one at a time. William Bowers, musician, Chief Petty Officer, United States Navy, 24 years of service. Frederick Carruthers, Specialist D5, United States Army, 2 years of service. Edward Cornett, Private First Class, United States Air Force, 2 years of service. Douglas Keller, Sergeant, United States Air Force, over 3 years of service. Hardy Rose, Captain, United States Navy, 31 years of service. William West, Private Second Class, United States Army, 11 months of service. Now please join us in the Marines hymn. We're going to sing the first verse. You can sing along with us, or we're going to sing all 3 verses.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battle from the air of land and sea. Fight for right and freedom and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. Our flags unfurled to every place of
We thank you so much. You've been a great audience, we thank you. But we have one more song for you. Doug?
If tomorrow all the things were gone, worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still
The Jaredwall Hipsters. Doug Keller on piano. Bill Bowers on trombone. Frederick Carruthers on bass. Bill West, musical director on trumpet. Ed Cornett on drums. Hardy Rose on the clarinet. Miss Stanley Cole, our Lady Chanteuse Choir. And Danny Anderson on the afternoon. Everybody, thank you. Have a safe evening.